Hello GGT sports fans and Man United fans, EPL fans, welcome to our show today. What a day, what a day. For Man United fans, there is news, there is latest news, and I'm going to give you to them. We have quite a lot to talk about as Qatari Takeover is imminent, at least according to Rio Ferdinand, who tweeted today about it, but we are going to look into it. But also we cannot forget about the fixtures that were out today, EPL fixtures for next season, and I believe Man United has gotten a dream fixtures, So without wasting much of the time, let's get into it. Let's start with the takeover issue. Now, there has been a lot of news coming out from this day. There's a time when we totally thought the Qataris were going to take over. I mean, not the Qataris. A gym was rumored to be the favored bid. And then later on, the last 2 weeks, there has been all turn of event with, of course, PSG owner coming into play. But today, the major update was Rio Ferdinand. In his communication, this is what Rio Ferdinand said. Manchester United takeover is imminent. We are hearing the Qatari bid is the one which will be accepted. Hallelujah. Please let it happen. Of course, I've seen people retweeting this, and some people actually not reading the whole of the message that Rio posted in his YouTube. But if you choose to read part of it, then you're not going to get the bigger picture. I don't think Rio Ferdinand is giving his opinion, but it's not a confirmation. Of course, many United fans, I believe, wants the Qataris to take over. But if you look at what Rio says, Rio says this: from my perspective, Manchester United takeover is imminent. We are hearing the Qatari bid is the one which will be accepted. Hallelujah. Please let it happen. And that is the punchline. Please let it happen. So it's not a confirmation. I think that is what he also wishes. But of course, this is big news, especially coming from the football legend that Rio Ferdinand is. And of course, probably he has ties to the club in one way or the other. And therefore, maybe it's not like Einstein or Fabrizio or so, but of course, it's huge news, especially coming from someone like Rio Ferdinand. And therefore, that's not something you take for granted. Probably there's something that Rio knows, but all we're praying for is that let it happen as he says it, so that at least Man United can move forward, do transfers. The window is already open. I would like to know who will be the owners, and of course this also affects the share price for Man United. Such like news will always do that, of course. It will always do that. So we'll have to be patient here. But probably Rio knows something that we all don't know. But that is a big news, especially coming from a Man United legend. Because if you are not sure about it, why come out with it? Unless there's something he knows that we doesn't know. But of course, that is one of the biggest updates for today. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about is the fixtures. Man, I believe Man United has gotten a best fixture. Remember, last season when Man United was starting their season, they lost to Brentford, to Brighton, and then to Brentford. So already in the third game, Man United was 6 points below probably those who started league well, as the likes of Manchester City and Arsenal and Liverpool. And you see that what it can do to a season, because now we will start chasing the leaders from the word go, meaning Man United started from -6, and it was a long journey. But I believe Ten Hag probably learned from the mistakes and all that happened, and would want to start the next season in the best way possible. And it couldn't come better than this, because at least now he knows the fixtures. He knows that I'm starting with Wolves. As you can see here, there's Wolves, there's Spurs, and then there's Nottingham, then Arsenal. I mean, the first three fixtures, Wolves at home. Wolves don't score many goals. I believe Man United should be able to beat Wolves in this opening fixture. So of course, it's on a Monday night. Monday night football. Fantastic. Spurs away. A fixture that's tricky, but I believe Man United can win that fixture. Of course, Spurs will probably be having a new manager, and this will be their first game at home. Depending on how they play the opening game, it could be a tough fixture, but Spurs has always been, I think, not so hard fixture for Man United. Even last season, it wasn't a hard fixture for Man United. I believe Man United can beat Spurs. So technically, Man United should be able to win this fixture. They should be able to win the Spurs fixture and the Nottingham Forest fixture before going to Arsenal. And if you're able to win those three, it gives you the momentum to start the season. It gives you the momentum to start the season. And from there, probably by the third game, if we have a good preseason and then the Ten Hag manages to bring the players on board as quick as possible, the new signings and all that, then I believe we could have a pretty good start at the beginning of the season. And if we can have a good start, I believe we will do better. But of course, the first three, I would say winnable. I'm not saying easy, but winnable. We can win them. And then it gets tough. The next three fixtures, especially, maybe let me say two, because actually three. Because playing Arsenal away, that will be tough. That will be tough. Remember what happened last season? It was very tough game. That will also be tough game. And then you have a Brighton at home. We are playing Man United playing at home against Brighton. The reverse. This was the first fixture of the last season, and we were playing at home, and we were beaten Brighton. So this time, this is a fixture Ten Hag will have to win this time round, especially if we want to move up the uh, table, because we lost this fixture and we lost this fixture last season. We have to win them this season. At least we have to win, get a draw with Arsenal, probably win this, but I believe we can as well beat Arsenal on a good day. So, and then Burnley, it's a typical Burnley. Don't forget about Burnley, newly promoted, they're playing at home. This will also be not a so easy fixture, but I would want Man United to win the first 10 fixtures. So this, if the first 10 fixtures we win even 8, draw 1, lose 1, I will be more than okay with that. Or if possible, win all of them. Because after that, the 7th fixture we have Crystal Palace, Brentford, and then Sheffield. So before we play Man City in November, I would want us to have won at least 9 of these games before we go. We host City at home. So it's pretty good fixture to start with. And of course, if you're looking at the big matches, Man City, you see we play game 4 Arsenal, game I believe 10 or 11 Manchester City. If you're looking for big fixtures, December probably is the toughest one, where we have Newcastle, Chelsea, we have Liverpool as well in December, Aston Villa. But I think this is a fair fixture, and the start is the most important, how you start the league. If you start well, you can be able to, of course you'll have problems and there, but you're able to pick momentum very fast for the fixture. And if you compare our fixture, for example, with let me say Chelsea, of course we can't be comparing Chelsea. Chelsea are not going to be playing even in the Champions League or even Europa. So, but you can see the fixture, how it starts with Liverpool, West Ham, Luton. So tough, a little tough start for Chelsea, I would say. But let's look at the likes of Arsenal. So Arsenal starts with Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, Fulham, then Man United. I think their biggest challenge here is probably Man United at home. So they're also having a good fixture at the beginning, which I believe should set them also on pace, but that is where we also do not want to lose momentum. We need to kickstart the season. Season will be well. But if you look at Manchester City, they're starting with Burnley away, Newcastle, Sheffield, Fulham, West Ham. But Man City is the best team in the world right now. I can't say they will go and beat Burnley or they will beat Newcastle, but there's a high probability that they are going to win those games. So generally looking, I think it's a dream start for Man United, and the great news coming from Old Trafford, especially from a Man United agent of the Imminent Takeover, is a good signs of good things to come. So let's hope for the best and keep on watching, guys. If you've not subscribed to GGT Sports channel, kindly subscribe, help us grow, and give us those feedback. You can always, of course, leave a comment on what you would like us to discuss next, and also we will be bringing for you more and more and more news when transfers happen, when takeover things, news like those ones that Rio has posted happens. And of course, with time, we're going to discuss some of these fixtures and look at how the teams are doing, how teams are spending, whom are they targeting. Like tomorrow, we'll probably look at the changes that is happening. Of course, there's news that Kim Min-jae is probably heading to Bayern Munich. I don't know. I don't know whoever is. We don't seem to be learning from our past when it comes to transfers. Man United are still dragging themselves, and you could hear that when the news from Italy coming that, of course, Man United are making inquiries about players. The only problem is that that is the match they are doing. They are not really making an inquiry and pushing to buy the players in good time, like the way Liverpool has done their transfers. But of course, you can't compare how Liverpool is run and how Man United is run. Liverpool is a very well run football club. Of course, there are incidents like the one that of last year when they didn't perform to the expectations, but you cannot still compare how they are run and how we are run. And I believe our performance for Man United for last season was purely sweat, hard fought sweat by the manager, and he deserves the credit. And I really wish we could give him the players that he wants now, and in good time that they're able to have pre-season, so that we kickstart the season as it's supposed to be. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll keep you posted for any news arising on transfers, on takeover, and of course on the great English Premier League. Thank you, and enjoy your time.